It starts with you network with less. Since I'm early for class, I decided to do some random interviews with some of my students, get into their heads a little bit and explore how do they think, what are their plans, and what exactly are they all about. So I'd like her to introduce herself by name and surname, then we'll get it started from there.
Hi, I am Naledi Moyo. I'm currently doing my final year in environmental health.
Ms Moyo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for not being nervous and actually accepting that, hey, I'll do this random interview with this random person who's not so random to you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, but how's campus life generally? Do you like being on campus?
I feel like as a student, don't really like being on campus, but I feel like our campus makes us very comfortable. I mean, you have to be on campus. I'm not necessarily someone who's involved in a lot of activities, but I'm very comfortable. There's many things that are accessible to me. So I feel like in terms of me having to come to campus, I come to campus with a clear mind that, okay, I'm coming into a good environment. I have things available. If I need this, I need that, everything is available. So I'd say campus is good. Campus life is good, yeah.
Okay, so where's home?
Home is Witbank, Mpumalanga.
Witbank. How often do you go back home?
This year has been a bit tricky because I'm so busy, but I try at least maybe each term. So this term I'll also try and just squeeze in something between work integrated learning activities. I'll just try and maybe squeeze in a weekend. But this year, since I'm doing my final year, I haven't been able to go back as much as, let's say, first year. When
you just said work integrated learning, so you guys work while you're on campus?
Yes, we do.
While you're students?
Yeah. So we have to, as much as we're gaining theoretical experience here on campus, we need to get some sort of practical experience as well. So some of the activities are on campus, lucky enough, where we don't really need to travel. You can just have it here, like in your lecture halls or whatever. But most of the time we need to go to, so let's say for monitoring, let's say health surveillance monitoring, you'd go to hospitals, do a few days in a hospital. Let's say an abattoir, you'd go to do your practicals at an abattoir, and you actually do like a full shift basically every day, just so you get each and every area of experience, I guess.
Oh, I actually like that. So it's that technical experience, so that when you're in the field as now an employee, you're ready, so to speak. Yeah,
because our work is very practical. Not to say that some other jobs are not, but we are in the field. Like I'd say 80%, 85% of the time we are just in the field. So as much as yes, administration is also as important, I feel like I understand, and I think that goes back to UJ makes things available for us, where we need to get this experience, because when you start working, there isn't really enough time to cover all of that and reteach everything. So I think that's why we need to use some of our time to get that sort of experience that we wouldn't really get anywhere else than going to those actual places. So yeah.
Oh, nice. So your course is actually interesting, environmental health.
It's very interesting.
Very dynamic, but it's not out there as much as we'd want it to be.
Unfortunately, it's actually one of the things that end up demotivating people, I'd say. But I feel like, and not to say this like in a way where I'm supporting or encouraging what COVID did, but I feel like ever since
you better not.
Imagine as a health practitioner, I'm basically saying COVID kind of shed a bit of a light. We still need more of a spotlight. Health monitoring or outbreak investigations, that's more our field, but you see nurses end up just taking over. So I feel like with COVID, we've kind of been a bit exposed to EHPs. What is an EHP? Now you get to go to a municipality and ask them at the reception, I'm looking for an EHP, and they actually have an idea what you're talking about. Whereas before, maybe you just have to say a health inspector, which is not the only thing we do. So it kind of dims it down to just health inspections when you just call us that. So I think, now we have a bit of a spotlight, but I think it could be better. I think we could get more exposure, definitely.
Okay, nice. Perhaps let's move away from your course. and you know how hectic things are and the dynamics around nurses and HPs and them taking your space and so on. You've applauded the University of Johannesburg regarding getting amenities and getting things available to you. One of the things that happen in many campuses, because for one, some students stay on campus, other students stay off campus, but at accredited facilities, right?
Yeah.
How's the safety dynamic? Because some of your classes actually end late. If I check the time now, your class hasn't even started. So how's the safety dynamic and what measures have actually been put in place to protect you, particularly as a female in this crime-ridden country that we live in?
At first, since first year, we actually, you know, you're getting here into Joburg for the first time. It's a bit, and Joburg crime rates are a bit obviously higher than what some of us are used to. We struggled a bit with that, and I remember it was something that we would bring up because I stay off campus, and I know a few people that stay on campus. On campus, people definitely had the advantage of this security around, because the university has their own security, right? Whereas off campus, yes, we do live in accommodations where it is like there's fingerprint biometrics, there's a bit of safety also involved in that and security implemented. But the problem is, like what you're saying, from me leaving the campus and me getting to RES, that's a very different situation, because UJ is not really responsible for you at that time, and the RES is not responsible. So last year, UJ implemented, I think, a very good strategy where I think even here, I think you might see one of them. There's security guards basically standing in maybe every 2 or 3 kilometers. They're standing there, and they're wearing the UJ like reflector jackets, just to so as a student you see them, you know who they are. So I think it helps a little bit, because now you are aware that okay, if something does happen, there's someone close by. But then still, at the end of the day, these people also need to leave. They don't stay there for like 24 hours.
100%.
So they implemented an electric bus. Unfortunately, it doesn't get to my RES. So I would still say, for me personally.
So you are much further than the radius.
Not even. I literally stay right there. I stay right there. But the bus is only for RESs down there. So I understand why they couldn't fit it in, because the routes are one ways. So it's a bit tricky to implement for that side. So I'd say for me personally, I'm still struggling with the safety aspects, because as much as Abo Malume, I see them, I'm used to them by now. But I mean, some people don't care. They really don't care. Like, he's willing to take a risk. Some people don't even know he's a security. They might just think it's someone just standing there. So as a woman, it's definitely a bit tricky. But I feel like staying on campus is best if you want to talk about safety. Staying on campus is best, unless your RES has a bus.
But with you, I'm happy, because it's almost halfway through your final year. You know, so maybe to close it off in terms of this random conversation, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward,
perhaps when looking at the time left, but also next year. What are you looking forward to?
I guess when I'll start by next year, because that's what I'm most excited about. I think that's where the main goal right now is just to make it to the end of the year. Next year, I'm looking forward to ComServe. I've been hearing a lot of good things about ComServe and just general.
So it's community service.
Community service, because we have to do community service for 1 year. Our lecturers have also just kind of laid out the importance of community service, and it's just an extra experience before you officially. But what I like about ComServe is the fact that you are working. It's not like you're still studying. You are independent. There's not really any tasks or any deadlines that UJ is giving you, whatever. You are now your own person. So I'm very excited about that. I'm obviously excited about getting paid.
Who wouldn't be?
Getting paid. I'm very excited about that. But then I think for the rest of the year, I really want to come back one day and do my master's. So I'm really aiming to keep my marks and also the research that I'm currently doing, because we are doing a research project on the academic performance in the environmental health department and how it was affected pre-COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID. So it's a bit easy to go into the different elements of environmental health, like waste and all that, and choose a topic in that. But we wanted to look at the overview of education in environmental health, because at the end of the day, UJ is producing EHPs. So we need to review the methods that are currently in place. And do we see that it's working? Did it work better during COVID? Can we mix it up and maybe get something from this side, get something from this side, and maybe the new generation gets a different approach? I don't know. We'll find out from our research. So I'm also very excited about my research project.
Wow, that's super interesting. You are a good example of it starts with you. You have a good mindset. You already have projections around the future and high expectations, not only from an individual point of view, but also something to benefit the profession as a whole. So I give kudos to you.
Thank
and
you.
I thank you. My starters, it starts with you. Cheers.